Hi, my name is Erin. I use she, her pronouns, and I am
Sometimes I think cats secretly know how stupid human beings are, and that's why they act like such total frickin' pricks. Or maybe they're a part of an alien race. Either way, you should look up, by the way, toxoplasmosis. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Luke Radowski of WeAreChange.org. A lot of dumbassification of our society to get into, as of course the ruling elites get to do whatever the hell they want. Yes, the good old divide and conquer game is more popular than it ever was before. A lot of very important issues to get into in this video, which most likely you're not going to be hearing anywhere else. There's so much dumbassness that we're just going to jump right into the major news stories that, of course, deserve a lot more attention, and they're definitely not getting it. Case in point, the latest story about Michigan Governor Whitmore that has implemented some of the most strictest lockdowns in her state, that is doing absolutely poorly with the sickness from last year. We're finding out that this governor that selectively politicized, choosed what businesses could be open and not based on her own personal preferences, that has punished citizens, told them to stay at home, told them not to leave home, attacked states like Florida that are doing way better by the numbers than Michigan, by the way. We found out that this governor actually took a vacation to Florida when she was telling people to avoid Florida for spring break. This is also a very good time to remind you that the most amount of sociopaths per capita live in Washington, D.C. Just a stat there that I think you should be made aware of. In related sociopathic lockdown news, in the state of California, where schools are still locked down, schools are still not allowed to be open because they're, quote, not safe because of the sickness, there's an absolutely terrible video showing children being paraded around at a drag queen show collecting money late into the evening. Yes, in the state of California, specifically in Los Angeles, this somehow is a-okay, but children going to school is not. In related sociopathic news, we have George W. Bush that is making a lot of headlines recently after getting a lot of mainstream media attention, where he had the audacity and the gall to come out and say that he is, quote, troubled by the capacity of people to, quote, spread all kind of untruth. Yes, the man that lied about weapons of mass destruction, spying, torture, the evisceration of our civil liberties, the destruction of our economic financial systems, the warmongerer that lied to you countless numbers of times is, quote, concerned about people speaking, quote, untruth. And if you understood the Bush years and what this country went through after that, you would understand the absolute bewilderment that I'm going through right now with these statements. Now, George W. Bush also came out and said that he was, quote, made to feel ill after the January 6th events in Washington, D.C. He also said that the Derek Chauvin trial was, quote, conducted fairly, according to his own personal opinion. We're going to be talking about that in just a little bit. But before we do, as this famous warmonger gets treated as a sweet old man, with all the mainstream media attention and glory that they could give him, meanwhile, truth tellers like Ron Paul get censored, including news strikes on his channel on this very platform. And because of this incredulous behavior, we have launched LukeUncensored.com. We got a shiny new website just promoting this idea. I love it. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Check out LukeUncensored.com. Click the link in the description, because today we're going to be talking about this issue, this New York Post article that we can't even mention some of the keywords here. We have a lot to talk about, to say the least. Definitely check out LukeUncensored.com for today's video. Also, check out one of the companies that we work with, SafePreparedAndReady.com. They have buckets of food that last you over 25 years. I like them. I personally use them. They give me a safe state of mind, and they're also pretty great on hiking trips. I'm not going to lie. I like this company. I think you will too. Check out SafePreparedAndReady.com. Now, obviously, there was a major court decision in the United States just yesterday, which, of course, polarized and divided America even more. People who are considered on the left, people usually in major city areas, were very ecstatic, were very happy, while other people on the right wing that didn't live in the cities weren't that happy. Now, personally, my feelings from everything that unfolded is saying, hey, can we get the same media coverage and live stream of the court proceedings for the Ghislaine Maxwell case, please? Since, of course, as you know, I'm not pro-cop, I'm not pro-BLM. There's a lot of grifters, there's a lot of charlatans, there's a lot of scammers, and there's a lot of special interest invested in all sides, but especially the side with institutional power right now. And that, of course, is all the multinational corporations, the mainstream media, and government institutions. And I mean almost everyone, every sports team, every social media outlet, every big corporations are sending out messages today. And as a friendly reminder here, that these people are not on your side. They're in it for their own benefit, and they're pandering and catering to whatever they think will serve them best. Meanwhile, in places like Portland, in response to the news, there was more protests that, of course, led to violence between police officers and protesters, as seen by this video, which, again, we can't even show you in full context of because YouTube will pull this video. Of course, also, Starbucks got smashed up in many cities all across the United States. There were mainly celebratory marches. In New York City, there was even one where one of the speakers and participants was literally demanding that white business owners leave the city, which was cheered on by the crowd. And as everyone thought, like, hey, maybe this is it. Maybe things will actually calm down and relax from here. Maybe, just maybe, some of the tensions might ease here, that things might quiet down, and boom, we had another police-related shooting. Again, we can't show you the full video here on YouTube because YouTube will take this video down, even though they allow the mainstream media to put all these videos up of the most absolutely awful things you can imagine. We can't because we're independent media and live by a different set of rules. And even before we heard the details of this attack, many individuals came out and just decided to make up utter details out of nowhere. A lot of people were saying that this 15-year-old girl was unarmed, and that was untrue after, of course, the police released the video footage of what actually happened here. Some people are saying that this still somehow was not justified. Some people are saying that this was a hero cop that saved another young black woman's life, specifically stopping someone that was about to stab them with a knife. And again, the truth doesn't matter here, only political allegiances, which of course carry more water than the actual reality of the situation, which is ridiculous in my opinion. And I think Tim Dillon definitely brings up a very interesting point here with some of the people that are trying to make this the next George Floyd issue. Now again, when it comes to the questioning of policing, there definitely does have to be some issues that deserve to be addressed, especially with a lot of police officers blindly following orders, doing whatever they're told without any form of discretion or judgment or morality. Police officers sometimes routinely don't do their job, look the other way, especially during major riot incidences, as sometimes they abuse children for not wearing masks in skate parks, as they enforce the strictest nonsensical lockdowns, arresting people for conducting their own business, while the politicians who sent out this decree get to do whatever they want. So when it comes to police officers blindly following orders, following protocols, just like Derek Chauvin did. The bigger issue of doing the right thing instead of doing what you're told. The bigger issue of actually helping people instead of hurting people. Those issues, I feel, by and large, are not being addressed, in my own personal opinion. Now, I know a lot of people on both sides are talking about abolishing the police, and there is a part of me, honestly speaking here, through my personal opinion, that does entertain that. But we have to understand with the way that the institutions are working, that this would work totally different than some kind of stateless utopia, as of course many of the very prominent individuals calling for this are also some of the individuals that are hiring their own police department, their own private security, as even Maxine Waters requested special protection from the police to attend an anti-police rally. And we have to understand in the larger context, when we see a lot of big government statist individuals calling to get rid of the police, they're usually talking about replacing them with something else that most likely will act on their behest more than, of course, the local police departments that are out there now. So far, in areas that did disband the police. We have seen, even according to data posted by Vox, that according to their calculations, that there would be a way bigger detrimental impact on the people living in that community. Some estimates 3 to 20 times more deaths related to that policy than, of course, the current situation that they're in right now. The city of Minneapolis decided to disband the police and soon decided to ban the police again after, of course, record skyrocketing of violence that took place in that city. Now, it's also important to note here, as some people are arguing about police reform, some people are arguing that poor people shouldn't have police. As all of this is happening, we also have to understand the technocratic police state is still being built all around us, and whether it's robots that the NYPD is already using, or new Big Brother AI technology that is used to track, trace, database, and imprison people of the public whose girlfriends use Instagram, as of course Big Brother is getting bigger by the day, and no one is saying squat about it. And when it comes to the actual politicians calling this out, they're nowhere except for instituting new policies that would allow the government to have more control of your every aspect and existence. There's unaccountable billionaires out there that literally have plans at blocking out the sun, letting out GMO mosquitoes, that are absolutely unaccountable, that are absolutely able to do whatever they want, that are somehow gaining more power, enriching themselves more than ever through these government policies that go unchecked. Individuals, of course, like Bill Gates, a good friend of Mr. Epstein, who, by the way, will soon be addressing 40 heads of state at a recent climate summit. And yes, there are issues to address with the police, but those issues stem from all the top big fat cat bureaucrats and unaccountable globalist billionaires that tell them what to do. And unless we deal with this larger situation of the police force essentially being an absolute hand of the ruling elite, unless we deal with this actual issue, we're not going to get anywhere. They want you fighting amongst yourselves. They want you divided. They want you conquered. They want you in a constant fear state, not seeing the larger truth, which we do everything in our power to try to present to you as best as we can. If you think we did a good job, share this video with your friends and family members. It's one of the only ways that these videos actually get out there to the general public. And if it wasn't for you guys actively sharing, commenting, participating with this independent media organization, we wouldn't be here. We're only here because of you. This is why. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org, shooting another video right after this one, LukeUncensored.com. A lot more to say, where I'm going to go absolutely off, fully uncensored. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more.